Good evening. This is the October 19th Traffic Board meeting. I will read the open law meeting rules. Pursuant to an open meeting law, any person may make an audio or video recording of this public meeting or may transmit the meeting through any medium. Attendees are therefore advised that such recordings or transmissions are being made, whether perceived or unperceived, by those present and are deemed acknowledged and permissible. We'll make a motion to accept the September 21st minutes for the Traffic Board.
Second.
Seconded by Helen, seconded by Helen. Roll call, please.
Helen Rigo,
Here.
Natalie Mello,
Here.
and Officer Farris.
Yeah.
Okay. Citizen input.
All right, is anybody here for citizen input outside of any curb cuts or handicap parking spots? Sure. All right. So if you want to come right down, whatever order you want to go in, and you just kind of go in turn. You all don't have to, unless it's for all the same thing.
I don't know.
All right.
This is just for citizen input.
Just citizen input,
Right,
nothing to
wait.
do with handicap spots, nothing to do with curb cuts.
Yeah.
This
No,
is
no, no.
just, I want to come down and I
No,
want to
that's okay.
explain
It's
an
all right.
issue I have with my street
Right there.
that you would like the board to address.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Oh, good, I feel
tell
so
me when
much
to go.
better. For a while there, I'm like, oh my
got that
God.
one.
People, a lot of angry people, I don't know.
Just anxious, not anxious.
Sure, yes.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well. My name is Michael Ferris. I live on the corner of Highland and Maple, 79 Highland Avenue. And I actually submitted a request for a four-way intersection
Yep.
stop sign.
We did get that.
And I sent a package to you, so
I did, I got that also.
You
when I
have all
reviewed
of
it.
that, okay.
Yep.
Originally, we had put in a request, if you follow the documentation, in 2018, there was a bad accident. It involved, there's quite a few accidents on that intersection. It's just confusing. When you're going on Highland Avenue southbound, it's two-way, and then abruptly you have to take a right or a left at full speed. And then it goes to a dead end, which is going northbound. And so we've recorded over the years numerous accidents, and we've filed a petition to put in a four-way stop sign there. It was rejected in 2019. Since then, in the package I've given you, I've actually given just documentations of Google Earth intersections, that particular intersection. I'm also a landscape architect, traffic engineer, a civil engineer, and we're doing the Route 79 project, so I'm pretty well versed in these types of situations.
Right.
That being said, unfortunately, we had another accident. We had somebody blow through the intersection. Those individuals had to go to the hospital. They crashed through our brand-new front porch on Highland Avenue. We had just then, it was probably 3 or 4 years old. That was substantial damage. And then after it was finished on September 30th, exactly the next morning at 7:30 a.m., the same thing happened again. And so what I've done is provided all the documentation to you, and then I just quickly went around just to the neighbors who are in that block and received 14 signatures, and just quickly put that together, submitted this package. So what we're looking for at the end of the day, I put in a request for a four-way stop sign to be installed, blinking with the red solar lights on the northbound and southbound Highland Avenue area. And as I say, there's been many accidents on that particular area. The second accident, the gentleman had to go to the hospital, and the person who actually T-boned him was a hit and run and left this on. We do have individuals in our neighborhood who have special needs, and they've done all they can to help their situation by putting a wall in around their property. We're in the process of putting in on our property concrete anchored bollards or planters in front of our house to try to alleviate hitting our house once again. But again, I think it's just a matter of time before someone seriously gets hurt.
Right.
And we want to avoid that. Again, I'm a good citizen of the city of Fall River, do a lot of volunteering. Just want to make sure that we avoid any types of lawsuits in the future.
Right.
And we can do that, I think.
Okay.
That's it.
So, I did read your package that you sent over. It's very well prepared.
Thank you.
I've been a police officer for 25 years in the city.
Thank you.
I'm reconstruction certified, and I have been so for 9 years. I respond to numerous serious injury and fatalities in the city.
Sure.
I'm one of 3 people that do that. I'm also in the traffic unit, and have been so for about 10 years. So I'm very well versed in what goes on the streets of the city of Fall River and what the complaints are on most streets. It's about 464 streets in the city of Fall River, and I can tell you, most people want a police officer sitting on their street for speeding and other things. There have been studies done on four-way stop signs, and basically what happens with four-way stop signs is motorists actually resent stopping at those stop signs. Now, I can tell you that area of Highland Avenue and Maple Street probably traverses anywhere probably between 7,000 and 9,000 cars a day.
Sure.
I did go back and look up some of the crashes, and I don't know if it's just an anomaly or whatever happened on the 26th of January of this year. There was a crash. It did strike the building. Speed was not a factor in that crash. I did read the reports. I prepared them for the board if they care to take a look at them. But that crash was a result of a stop sign,
Yeah.
ironically. On 10-1, also this year, there was a crash. Speed was not a factor again. I'll give you a guess on what the factor was. It was a stop sign. So it's that Maple Street stop sign that we have the problem with.
Yeah, I don't disagree with what you're saying. If you.
I'll just finish.
Okay, sure, sorry.
There was one crash in 2019, one crash in 2018, one crash in 2017, one crash in 2016, and one crash 2015, and also in 2014. That's one a year. That's incredible for a street that has such a high volume of traffic. I'm not disregarding your property being damaged. All of those collisions, the last from 14 to 19, are all minor damage. Some were actually no report or an exchange of information. I have a couple of suggestions that we can do with that street. Maple Street, we turn Maple Street from Highland Avenue, one way, headed east. That way nobody pulls out onto Highland Avenue. That seems to be our problem. As far as a stop sign, I am not a proponent of a four-way stop. Some places, yeah, just not there. I would recommend to the board that maybe we put one of those flashing stop signs, as you suggested, on Maple Street, or maybe a warning stop sign before the actual stop sign, just to get the operator's attention, if that's possible.
It is. So we're getting a good amount of an order for the red LED solar-powered stop signs. So I already have that on my board to put one on each side, as well as the stop ahead. We can also put on Highland Avenue, just before the intersection, that it is a dangerous intersection to please slow down. It's not going to say please, but I wish it could. But so we could have those signs as well. And then, the flashing, light on, maybe on Highland Avenue, if we can find a
Intersection
spare
or
one.
something like that, yeah.
One of the things that we noticed, because we work from home, both my wife and I, when you come to Maple and you need to take either a right or go straight, you've got the existing shrubs that are on the private property, you've got the existing sign there, and then you also have the bus stop. I literally just pulled out right now, and I was driving, so I didn't take a picture, but you have the bus stop there, and then you have people walking in front, crossing over, and people just flying by because they don't have to stop there. One of the things that I've asked is, when that particular case with the two individuals that hit our house, they just assumed that they had a stop sign there. We have the two do not enter signs there, which works for the most part. People are reduced going to that one way significantly, but the problem is that you have people just flying up on Highland Avenue. Basically, you start 2 blocks down, and it's just a free-for-all all the way up. The next intersection that you actually have to stop is a light at Robeson and on High Street, or actually New Boston Road. And so, and again, we even notice, and we're again proponents of the police and the fire departments, the EMTs, everything else. They stop before they.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, no, again, I don't want to, I'm not carefree and just throwing stop signs everywhere. I agree with you. In certain particular situations, they need to be in place, and sometimes they don't. Again, what we're trying to avoid is when people are going southbound, it's either taking a sharp left or, I mean, they're going full speed. It's not even a matter of just slowing down. And I just happened to take some photos on Google Earth, and you can see the car taking a left going on Maple, cutting right across, and then one that's taking a right onto Maple.
So always
and they're
the
on
left
the other.
turns.
Yeah, they're always on the other side. And so a lot of times that we've noticed, and I agree with what you're saying about the police reports, a lot of them are just small, minor hits, and they don't even call the police. Like, in this particular case, this individual.
All around the city, sir.
Yeah,
There's about 5,000 of them a year in Fall River.
Yeah, and I agree with you, what you're saying. I just want to make sure that, this is being addressed, or we're going to do something about it. Because last thing I need, again, as a citizen and a business owner in this city, I don't want my taxes going up because of a frivolous lawsuit.
Right.
Something that could be, handled with a simple sign or something of that nature. So, but that's kind of where we're at. And
Yep.
we've documented this. Again, this is the second time we've submitted this, so I just want
I
to make
think
sure
maybe
that.
we can address it with the LED.
Yep, I mean, this week I can do the stop ahead, okay, on Maple, because that's where the stop sign. So I can do that already this week.
Yep.
On Highland Avenue, I'll order the signs that say dangerous intersection ahead. We can install that on each side. And then, like I said, as soon as I get the red solar-powered stop signs, we will definitely put it there.
Okay.
So that's a start. Let's
Yeah.
take it from there and see,
How it
Maple
Otherwise,
Street.
Highland Avenue as
And
police,
Maple
I
Street?
apologize.
You're gonna make it the other way, or?
I
No,
would
no,
say,
No.
Just leave
I
it?
would say make it one way.
Well, we can revisit it.
Past that area, 5 times a day. I just passed that area today.
No, everybody
I
goes
go to
by it.
132 Highland Avenue, so I know.
Yeah,
With the idea of,
Yeah.
I mean, Highland Avenue is a right-of-way. Any car on Highland Avenue has the right-of-way. Any
Yeah.
other street flowing into it must stop indefinitely until it's clear.
No.
And the issue here we have is that drivers are just not stopping. They're not stopping at stop signs. I mean, let's put up more stop signs and hope they stop again. I mean, they're
Yeah.
not following one stop sign, they're not gonna follow another one.
so I
So-
asked the gentleman who got hit, who got T-boned, and he was taking the right-hand turn. That was the first accident. And when he went to the stop sign, I asked him, I said, what happened here? And the elder,
Is that the one that hit the porch?
both of them hit the porch.
Right,
So
but I
it was
saw
just-
one of them, yeah.
Yeah,
I-
both of them hit.
One of them, somebody was charged with, I think, no insurance, there were a couple of, I'd have to take a
It's
look at it
it's a
again, but-
logistical nightmare, I'll just
Right.
tell you that.
It
Because we
is.
had finished it one day, literally on a Friday, and the next morning, 7:30, again, there's not a lot of traffic there, and there's no cars really parked on the road along Highland near the park. My concern is that we have a park there, we have tons of kids and families with strollers and dogs that are walking there, and it's just a matter of time. And as I said, when I just came over here, I was backing up, and I noticed the bus there, and somebody getting out and walking in front of the bus to the crosswalk, and a car flying by. And that's what I'm trying to avoid. And the thing that I was trying to articulate was the gentleman who went to Maple Road, and he was taking a right-hand turn onto Highland,
Yep.
and got hit, just assumed, because of all the signs that were there, they said,
Right.
"Do not enter,"
Right.
and they see the bus stop and everything else, that he thought that they had a stop sign.
Right,
So
right.
he pulled out, and again,
Things were not as they appeared.
they weren't, yeah, exactly. And so, again, and it's kind of the same way when you're going southbound. It's a matter of, I'm going 30 miles an hour, I'm supposed to do what I'm doing.
Right.
And all of a sudden, I've got these 2 signs that are saying,
Do
do
not
not
enter."
enter.
Right.
And it's a hard turn left, a hard turn right, and there's a lot of times that it'll be just a small fender bender, but,
Right.
so we're just trying to make
So
sure.
maybe we start with those things, and if we have a persistent issue up there, maybe the answer is make Maple Street from Highland Avenue one way east, and and that will take away that turn.
And that's what the ambulance travels too, up that way.
Yeah, we have a.
Yeah,
So,
can't
so you,
imagine.
to have
Yeah.
a stop sign,
Rescue,
that's
yeah.
gonna, yeah.
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 That seems to be where the issue is. The issue, according to the data that we have anyway,
Yeah.
and I did spend some time to look at it.
Sure.
To look into your issue. I feel for your Porsche.
Yeah, it's,
But Maple Street, it's that stop sign, so maybe if it persists, we make it a one-way east,
Yeah.
and that should hopefully end it. And I think we're 25 up there, maybe I can get up there and run some LiDAR up there and.
yeah. I tried finding where, I didn't find a speed limit. I
Right.
literally, and I even did the.
Well, it's prima
drive and the
facie
thing.
anyway. If there's no speed limit sign, it's prima facie. So every driver who has
Sure,
received training or received that booklet should know
Yeah.
exactly what the speed limit is.
Yeah.
We'll
Certainly-
make sure that there's some speed limits around that area as well.
yeah. As I said, I'm
Right.
not looking just at my own
Of
personal
course, absolutely.
property, but I'm looking at the benefit of the city and
Yeah.
just want to keep us from getting sued.
Yeah.
Did a good job repairing that house, looks beautiful.
We,
Front
tr-
there.
we try, one step forward, two steps back, it seems, but we're trying, we are.
If it persists, sir, reach out to me at the police department, Thomas Farris.
Yep.
And we'll see what we
Is
can
that
do
a
for you.
Portuguese name?
What's that?
Is that
It's
Portuguese?
Lebanese. It
Lebanese,
is.
wow, you just add an A and it's Portuguese. I drop an
Or
A on
take-
Lebanese.
Or add an S with an A.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you very much.
Yes, sir,
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Already heard
Yeah.
this.
All right. Curb cuts.
Okay, can we do attendance?
We can do attendance, please.
Helen Rigo,
Yeah.
Natalie Mello,
Here,
and Officer Farris.
Yeah.
All right, then, let's get this. Oh, curb cuts.
All right, we're gonna go with curb cuts here. Start with 34 Manton Street. You can, you don't have to come up, sir, but if you'd like to, you can. 34 Manton Street, the applicant proposes to modify the existing 16-foot curb opening that currently accesses the property at 34 Manton Street. The owner requests to extend the existing opening by 5.2 feet, which will align the opening with the existing driveway behind the city sidewalk. The total opening will be 21.2 feet. The engineer department has reviewed your application as well as the location and found no issues, and there were no objections for the request by the city engineer. So make a motion to approve the curb cut for 34 Manton Street,
second,
seconded by
Natalie.
Natalie. Roll call, please.
Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Natalie Mello,
Yes,
and Officer Farris.
Yes,
I'm all
such
set.
a,
Okay, thank you.
you're welcome. The next one for a curb cut is 245 Fieldstone Lane. The applicant proposes to extend the existing 16-foot curb opening by additional 8 feet, resulting in a total opening of 24 feet. Again, the engineer department has reviewed the application as well as the location, and they found no issues. The city engineer has no objections to the request for the curb cut. Motion to approve the curb cut at 245 Fieldstone Lane,
Yes.
seconded by Helen. Roll call?
Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Natalie Mello,
yes,
and Officer Farris.
Yes. Next curb cut is for 41 Hayfield Lane. The applicant proposes to extend the existing 16-foot curb opening by an additional 8 feet for resulting in a total of 24 feet. The engineer department has reviewed the application as well as the location. They found no issues, and the city engineer has no objections to the request for the curb opening. A motion to approve the curb cut for 41 Hayfield Lane,
motion to approve,
seconded by Natalie. Roll call?
Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Natalie Mello,
yes,
Officer Farris.
Yes. There is a curb cut application for 693 New Boston Road. The applicant proposes to create a new 16-foot curb opening, a distance of 12 feet from the existing 16-foot curb opening. The proposal will result in a combined curb opening of 32 feet. The engineer department has reviewed your application, as well as the location. They have found no issues, and the city engineer does not object to the curb cut. A motion to approve 693 New Boston Road curb cut,
Motion to approve.
seconded by Natalie. Roll call.
Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Natalie Mello,
Yes.
and Officer Farris.
Yes. The curb cut requests from 656 Harvard Street. This parcel currently has a 12-foot curb opening. The applicant proposes to remove an additional 14 feet of curb, resulting in a total opening of 26 feet. The city engineer department has reviewed your application, sir, as well as the location. They have found no issues or objections by the city engineer, so I'm going to motion to approve that at 656 Harvard Street.
Second.
Seconded by Helen. Roll call.
Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Natalie Mello.
Yes.
Officer Farris.
Yes. 351 Danforth Street.
I'm missing that.
The parcel currently has a 22-foot curb opening. The applicant proposes to construct an 8-unit townhouse development, which will require another 10 feet curb opening, resulting in a total of, is that a typo?
Combined, I think it's combined will be 80 feet,
8
yeah.
times 10 for 80 feet curb opening. 16 feet of the existing opening will be closed, and the remainder of which falls within one of the proposed 10-foot openings. The city engineer has reviewed that application. They don't have any issues with that, sir. We're going to make a motion to approve that for 351 Danforth Street. Motion to approve for 351 Danforth.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Seconded by Helen Rigo. Roll call?
Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Natalie Mello.
Yes.
And Officer Farris.
Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner, Madam Secretary, thank you.
Yes, sir. 91 Globe Street. The parcel currently has an 11-foot curb opening on Foot Street. The applicant proposes to remove an additional 16-foot of curbing on Globe Street, resulting in a total of 27 feet.
91.
The engineer department has reviewed your application, sir, and the location of the openings. They don't have any objections.
Look at it.
So I'm going to motion to approve the curb cut for 91 Globe Street,
Motion to approve.
seconded by Helen Rigo. Roll call?
Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Natalie Mello.
Yes.
And Officer Farris.
Yes. Did you want to do the other curb
Oh, no, that's all,
Okay, that's all set.
that's all set.
Millennium Pizza. Anyone from Millennium Pizza? Save this till the end then. Is that good?
The Manila pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. You can go right to the HPs.
Okay, HP, request for signage.
You get the tabled ones.
Yes, we'll start with the tabled ones. So we had a couple of tabled items from last meeting. It was
38 Pittman Street.
We had Kellogg Street and Pittman Street. Anybody from Kellogg? Pittman? Okay, Pittman. The applicant is a homeowner with off-street parking available, and there's no specialty vehicle listed here. The past practice of the board has been to deny homeowners who have off-street parking.
So I'm
That is-
here on her behalf.
Yes, ma'am. I did go by the property, I did take a look at it. It has off-street parking available. And again, past practice of the board has been to deny that.
So where her driveway is, it's difficult to get into, so I have a two-part request.
Yep.
And the other issue is, if you look at her house, the stairs go down to the front sidewalk. So she is asking for a handicap spot in front of her house. She has two tenants. She would give her driveway to one of the tenants. So it would really just be a switch as to, someone would still use the driveway. It would just be one of the tenants. And for
Right.
her to get out of her vehicle and go straight up the stairs in front of her house would be easier.
She'd rather park on the street than in her own driveway.
She would, because she'll have better access to the stairs.
Right.
If she gets in her driveway, she tried to buy some property for the neighbors to the right so she could make her driveway wider.
Yep.
It's very narrow.
Yep.
So for her to get out with her physical issue and around the door and then to the front and up the stairs is more difficult.
Right.
The other issue is, and I did take some pictures last time I was there, the car that parks right up to her driveway, there's a pole and there's a car, that street, you know how tight that street is. I
it's
noticed
tight.
across the street, that house has two handicap spots on either side of their driveway, but they have some, maybe it's yellow lines
Yep.
that stops them from going, stops anyone else from parking too close to the driveway so they can get in.
Right.
How could that be done at this property?
Painting lines,
Yes, because
I
what
don't-
happens is the car is so close to her driveway.
I don't
It makes
think
it-
that the city paints any lines for people to park. I mean, I think
They do it on their
the
own.
past
They do that
practice,
on
they
their own.
paint
Oh,
a
you know
little-
what? I'm sorry, it was like orange on the curb,
Right,
maybe?
they paint like a 1 foot,
Yeah.
buffer, if you will,
Yep.
to allow courtesy for people to get in and out of their driveways if it's tight. I mean, that's just what, 40
So
years
the
ago, every
owners are
neighbor
doing
knew
it
every neighbor.
themselves?
Well,
Sorry.
and I always tell individuals that say, well, I'm gonna do that to my curb. I said, you can, but if someone parks over that, there's nothing I can do because that's not legal. So even though they paint the corners of their driveway,
Yeah.
if a car parks right up to the curb and they're over that paint, they call us, but there's nothing we can do because we don't have anything in ordinance that says you have to be 2 feet away from a driveway or 5
So
feet
there's
away.
nothing, okay, because she has an awfully hard time even getting into her driveway because people park right up to the,
Right.
Yeah.
it's so
One-
tight there.
Yeah, one of the things that she told me is when she gets out of the car, she has to walk to the back stairs. And this would be much easier for her because of her legs. Just, crossing the sidewalk, going up those stairs and going right inside. That's what she's finding very difficult is with her
Yeah,
medical
where
condition.
she has two sets of stairs, so it'd be easier for her to go in the front.
We've never done this before, so this is new. Right, I don't remember ever.
This would make it much easier for her.
Yes, because where the
I mean,
stairs
the
are to
one-
her house, they go right
board
down to
can
the
vote.
sidewalk.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, the board can vote
The
on it.
board can vote on it. We've had some special, like, someone had a wheelchair where they couldn't get the wheelchair out of the car for her to get in the
Well,
car.
that's, yeah.
special.
But
that
I'm
was
saying,
different,
is-
yeah.
yeah, what I'm saying, if there's unique
Historically,
situations.
we
Better,
just-
you better, yeah.
We don't.
Give you hot bleeds for people that have problems like this.
Well,
But
the
I-
board's
I
here to
say
vote,
do
they
it.
can vote. So, motion to approve 38 Pittman Street for handicap signs?
Motion to approve.
But like she said, she's not gonna use the driveway.
No, she'll
It's
give
gonna
that
be
to her
a
tenant.
She can't
Okay.
use the driveway.
You can't have your
No.
cake and eat it too.
One-
you
No,
know?
to
no, she'll
approve.
give it to the driveway,
Motion to approve,
to the tenant, sorry.
Natalie.
Yeah.
Motion to approve,
Yes.
Natalie? I
Yes.
say deny.
Yes.
So today is the 19th?
So today's the 19th. That motion carries. So that's approved.
Thank you very much.
Well, we have to do the yes.
Then, roll call for that.
Yes, please, thank you.
Pittman Street, 38
Helen?
Pittman Street
Yes.
for the signs. Ellen
Yes.
Rego, yes. Natalie Mello, yes. Thomas Barros, no.
Very good.
54 Kellogg Street. I think this was tabled, right?
Yes, these are the only two that were tabled.
That's what we just did, right?
No, that was the
No, we
last
did
time.
38 Pittman
We
Street.
did 38 Pittman Street, 54
54
Kellogg
Kellogg
Street
Street.
was a table at the last one. Anybody from 54 Kellogg Street? Motion to deny 54 Kellogg Street.
Second.
Seconded by
Helen.
Enrico. Roll call.
Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Natalie Mello,
Yes.
and Officer Farris.
Yes, to deny.
Do you want to give you a little spiel?
She left. I'll get it.
For the rest of them?
For handicap parking signs and spots, if it is approved, it is not designated just for you. Anyone can park there at any time as long as they have a placard. If they don't have a placard, then they would be in violation. But if they have a placard, they can park there anytime they want. So if you have a neighbor who has placard, they can park in that spot. All right, it usually happens around stores or sometimes some of the restaurants or whatnot. Somebody will park there and we have someone who calls up and says, hey, they parked in my spot. It's not your spot, it's a spot for the people.
Okay, and then, once the application is heard here and it is approved, everything goes to city council. You're gonna see the maintenance crew go out and mark the spots as close as possible to an entrance that you use. Those measurements go into city council. It's heard at the first city council meeting, referred to ordinance. Once it's approved in ordinance, what they do is they do what's called an emergency preamp. So you're heard at the next council meeting, and then that's done, the polls go up. Okay?
We have a request for 80 Oak Grove Avenue. Okay. The applicant does drive, see, one application for two individuals who live at the residence. Both applicants have valid placards, valid registrations. A driveway and a garage is available. The applicant is the homeowner with a large garage with two doors that are on Beatty Street and a walkway that enters to the rear of Oak Grove Avenue. Is that accurate?
The garages are not attached to the home.
No, they're not.
They're not,
Right,
so
but it's part of the property?
it's part of the property, yes. And we're the only two that use the garage.
Yep.
But over the last several months and almost a year now, my sister's been more disabled.
Yep.
And I wear a brace, and so most of the time, we do park in front of the back door.
Yep.
On Beatty Street.
I went by your property, I took a look. As I said, it's been the practice of the board, if people have property available to park on, not to create or take away a space from the neighborhood. If the board wants to hear any more, they can certainly ask some more questions before we put this to a vote.
So she wants two signs,
She wants
two spaces,
two spaces.
No, they only get one.
One space,
requesting
for
two
two people.
spaces.
Yeah.
That's
one
by
space for
the
two
page.
people.
No.
The residence is at 80 Oak Grove Avenue. There is a driveway and garage available at the residence. That is
Yeah.
correct?
That is correct, not attached to the home, so it's
And
easier.
the
closer.
garage is unattached to the home, however, the garage does belong to the property of 80 Oak Grove Avenue.
Yeah.
So, that's what that is. The motion to approve 80 Oak Grove Ave? No?
Where would they want the signs to
Yeah,
go?
where would you want those signs?
On Beatty Street.
On Beatty
On
Street.
Beatty Street, closest to the back door. That's
Right.
the issue with.
So right off the corner of Oak Grove Avenue, right?
Excuse me?
Right off the corner of Oak Grove Avenue?
Yes.
Because then it runs into the curb cut of your garage.
Yes.
Right.
Well, and it's hard, they shouldn't park on the end, on the corner because of the fire trucks and stuff.
Right.
For them to get around.
There was a car
it-
there yesterday.
Huh?
There was a car there yesterday.
Well, wasn't mine.
I didn't say it was yours.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so there's two cars parked there, that's
No,
where we
it's
park.
one space.
There, we do
Okay.
have garages, yes, we do.
All right.
But for her to be able to walk
Yep,
and.
I understand.
You know, that,
I-
only because I saw them around in the city.
Right.
And I said, how do I go about this? And I called the traffic department, and they told me, and they sent the thing, and that's why I filled it out like that.
Right. Okay.
And the garages are on Oak Grove,
The garage is on Beatty Street. So Oak Grove would be
this one here.
over here. Yep. And that's where the car was yesterday.
Okay.
Somebody's car.
Yeah, it's like,
Oh, that's the entrance that they use. They parked up out of there with her sister. and
then you have all this opened.
Yeah.
How's the parking around there?
I think it depends. I'm staying with past practice.
Mm.
You only get one.
One spot on Beatty Street, right with the, I think it looks like a light colored van or something like that. That's where they would request it.
It would be next to the back door of the home.
Yep.
That's where.
So what's that, her black car, that her car's black?
No, but they're blue.
Could be. It's a black and white photo.
Of course, you don't drive it
It's
slow.
across from the car lot there.
Yep. I was by there last night.
Okay. We don't use the front door at all, you know, to get into the home.
Right.
It's just, it's the back,
Right.
back door.
You just for the curb cut, sir? Is that it?
Yeah, I just had a question, what's the next?
All right, just, we'll finish this business and
So
then we'll go
what
from
you
there.
suggesting?
All right, so the motion here is for 80 Oak Grove Avenue for handicap signs on Beatty Street.
What you suggesting?
Yes.
Motion to approve.
Moved by Natalie Mello. Anyone a second? Seconded by Helen Rigo. Apologies. I say denied. Okay, ma'am, that motion has been approved.
Thank you so much.
We're going to do a roll call for 80 Oak Grove Avenue.
Helen Rigo,
Yes.
Natalie Mello, and Officer Barris.
Negative.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're all set. All right. 45 Campbell Street. Yeah, 45 Campbell Street. The applicant is the homeowner with off-street parking available. And that parking is on the west side of Campbell Street, right?
Yes.
Where would you want that sign? Just to inform the board of where you would want it?
It's going to be on the north side?
You want it on the
top
west side would be Eastern Avenue, so on the east side.
The east side would
Right.
be off of Pleasant, yes,
Yeah.
right on the top. It dead ends in the middle, on
Yep.
the middle, yeah. That's where I park my vehicle.
Well, hold on a second, so they live at 45 Campbell
Yeah, it's
Street?
right, it's actually further, it's like right at the end.
couldn't find it.
way down
So
there.
what's the
You got
side
that-
street?
That's like a dirt, grassy kind of thing that the kids would probably go sledding on in the winter.
So
What's with this
he
truck?
doesn't want it in
This
front of his house?
van?
No, you
That
want it in
your
front of your
van?
house?
Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
so
okay.
on this side then.
Okay.
And that's a dead end.
Oh,
That is
okay.
in? Please?
No, it's the other side,
Yeah.
towards the back a little bit.
Tried to
So
print
would
it
be-
out, I couldn't get the other side
So
of the
it'd be
house.
like, he would want the signs right there, and then that's the dead end. I don't know if I can bring it up a little bit better.
Yeah, what the issue is, yeah, put in 45 Campbell, and then you're gonna have to move it around to get the other side. It's pretty tight up there.
Is that a one-way street?
my goodness.
Yeah, look, this is all
Right.
his.
I'm sorry.
So his house is right here.
Is that a one-way street, Campbell?
Yeah.
It's a
See,
dead
that's
end
the
there,
building.
it's the
Right,
two-way
yeah.
thing. It's a dead end in the middle of the street. You can get in from Eastern Avenue, you can
And
get in
there's
from
this big
Pleasant
thing
Street.
parked on the street all the time.
I'm sorry?
See it end there?
So the
What is
signs
this
would
here?
have
House
to
is
go.
there, oh yeah.
The truck or whatever it is.
So,
I don't even know who
It's a
that is.
camper?
That must be old.
That's his house.
That's where they
That's
park.
the
They
dead
park
end
everywhere.
of Sierra. So the signs would have to go like
See?
right here, because it won't even be
Yeah,
over in
that's-
front
I
of the
know.
house. It'd have to go a little bit here.
I'm not familiar with that, no.
There's some kind of.
This is your
driveway
house over
back
here?
Yes.
It's, I guess it's too far. You'd have to-
Yes, and then my parking spot would be
Crazy.
at the public. Yeah.
once you start saying,
And they just park everywhere.
but how many people?
But I could turn around.
Yeah.
So you want you want signs in front of your house, which would be on the south side of Campbell Street.
Yes, off of Pleasant, yes.
All right.
And your
so-
driveway is where?
Driveway is on Campbell, it's on the other side. I don't know if you are familiar with
I
that.
couldn't find the street, that's why.
Campbell Street ends in the middle. You can get it from Eastern Avenue or Pleasant. And ends in the middle, and I'm right at the middle, so my driveway is down off of Eastern Avenue. But now when I have to get home from the driveway, it's got like 15
Right, it's never-
steps
it's
to
never
climb
done.
up. And that's what I can't do. I have a problem. So I've been parking at the top. I mean, I've been there for 42 years.
So, so what happened with Campbell Street is, in the middle of Campbell Street, you have a grassy area.
The grassy
So
knoll.
this is Campbell, and this is Campbell. So.
Oh,
he's-
I see.
You see what I mean? So in the middle is the grassy area. His driveway's on the other side of Campbell.
Right.
Do you understand?
45, so his house is.
Right, but the driveway is like somewhere here, and you can't drive through because it's.
Why not?
It's-
Get a bulldozer, knock that street down. I don't know. This is crazy.
All right, so the motion, 45 Campbell Street, for some signs on the south side in front of the property for approval.
I don't know, I should break on. Motion to approve.
Approved by Natalie. Anyone to second?
Okay.
Seconded by Helen. And I say no.
Okay,
So roll call for the approval of signs at 45 Campbell Street.
Helen,
Yes.
Natalie,
Yes.
and Officer Farris.
No.
So you don't use that driveway, I mean, that garage at all?
The driveway, yeah, I used to use the driveway until I had surgeries. And I cannot.
Because I promised anybody today that I voted to say it was okay, I promised I'll be visiting the area, because it's not fair that we allow it, and then before you know it, people are gonna say, well, you let this one go, you let that one go. It doesn't look good on us. You know, we wanna make everybody happy, we wanna make everybody comfortable.
I
But once
understand.
you abuse the situation, just,
The problem is that once the handicap spot has been approved here,
Right.
now, it still needs to go into
Right.
ordinance, okay? So if it gets approved into ordinance and you get the space in the street, that's what you have to
Yeah.
utilize. If we get calls that there's a space and no one's utilizing it, we do have the right to remove the signs and the posts. So
Because-
basically, we want people, you got approved for a handicap spot, you must use the spot.
All right, so I have a question now. There's two different car license plates here.
Okay, but we
Which
already.
one
Yeah,
are
we
you
approved.
supposed
We
to park
already
in that
approved,
space?
we already approved.
For him,
45
for the
Campbell.
Tacoma,
No. we
or the
already-
Equinox?
Listen, we already approved it.
yeah, we
We
should,
That's
already did the
approved.
roll call, so.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can't-
And-
Yeah, but no, I'm just saying, which car is supposed to park there? His, not his.
Oh, he has a placard.
It's whoever has a
Whoever has a
placard.
placard.
It doesn't matter what car, Helen, it doesn't matter what car parks on that spot.
As
It
long
is
as
the
they have a
placard that matters. Okay?
107 Danforth Street. 107 Danforth Street. The applicant is the homeowner with off-street parking available.
Yours
Yes, sir,
are-
you're all set, sir.
Continued?
This girl here?
Gates are really heavy.
Yeah,
I'm
she's
unable
here.
to open and close them. All your paperwork is in order. Where would you like that sign, ma'am?
Right in front of 107.
Right in front of the house. So that's on
But is
the,
that her driveway?
that, oh yeah,
What gates? I don't see gates here, but this is Google, so.
Yeah, and
yeah. You installed gates?
we had to install back then because I had people just coming in the
Right.
driveway, stealing stuff out of the
Right.
driveway and all.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so 107 Danforth Street, the gates are too heavy for the applicant to open, all of her paperwork is in order. She is the homeowner and has the off-street parking available.
Can you remove those gates to make it easy for you?
No, because then I'll lose all the security in the driveway and the garage. That was the main reason why we put the gates there, because I had stuff stolen out of the
But it'll be,
garage.
but it will be convenient for you to get
No,
in
I
and out.
won't, because I still prefer to park on the street. It's a lot easier for me to get to my car.
But it's your house, it's your driveway, right?
Right,
Okay.
but it doesn't work that way in my situation.
She'd like the sign in front of the property at 107 Danforth Street, which would be on the east side of Danforth Street.
Take the fence down.
Yeah.
All right.
Take the
Motion for 107 Danforth Street handicap signs.
fence- No.
Negative for Helen Rigo. Negative for Thomas Farris.
Negative.
And negative from Natalie Mello. Roll call, please, for 107 Danforth Street.
Helen Rito,
No.
Natalie,
No.
and Officer Farris.
No. All right, and that one's denied.
So how can I go about doing something?
Park in your driveway,
I just said.
maybe an automatic gate opener, I don't know. It has been past practice of this board, and I have stuck with it, that anybody
It's
who
just
has
leaving-
property and a driveway available should utilize that first before we take up spots in the neighborhood.
I prefer giving it to my tenant
Right.
because she comes home at 11:30 at night
Yep,
and there is no parking on the street. She's without a park, so she parks in there.
yep,
And then, it leaves me stuck, whereas if I leave, like I left.
you
right
should never be
before-
stuck as the homeowner.
I
ever.
am stuck because of the neighbors,
Right.
because the people across the street,
Right.
I left to go down the street to the store, I came
Right.
back and I was watching on my camera
Yep.
that the guy across the street literally started up his car and moved his car right in front of my house to my spot. It's leading to arguments, it's, vindictive,
I feel really sick.
intentional things
I really
being
do.
done.
I feel sick.
I've been there for, it's going on 18 years.
I understand, ma'am. All right, 450 Peckham Street. 450 applicant is the homeowner with off-street parking with no specialty vehicle. The issue with that over there is that they have to keep flipping the cars
Yeah,
back and in front of each other.
yeah.
Um,
Well, my husband and I both have handicap.
Yep, I know, I went by the house.
You saw,
I-
yeah, it's so
I've-
hot, because
I've read everything.
I work at the charter school, and I have to go in the
Nope.
morning, we have to
I
clean 2 cars
completely understand,
together.
ma'am. You can certainly see where I go with this, though.
Okay,
It's-
I'm sorry.
It's, no, you have every right to speak and say whatever you need to
Sorry.
say. I just advising the board, where would you like a sign?
Right in front of my front door
So
where
right
I go
in
in
front
and
of the
out.
property.
Yeah,
Uh,
because, when they snow, the driveway's slippery, you know what I mean? I go in the front door there.
I completely understand, ma'am, believe me, I do.
It's just because I still work and it's hard.
Yep.
I've been there 40-some years,
No,
and it
I
was
know.
okay. I never bothered anybody,
No,
but
I
now
know.
I've had a knee
It
replacement.
has nothing, none of this
and I
has
got
anything to
nothing.
do with bothering anyone or
Yeah, I don't like
that
to.
stuff. All right, so 450 Peckham Street, the applicant is the homeowner with off-street parking available, and there is no specialty vehicle. The request is that they park their cars behind one another, and difficulty keeping up moving one out to use the other. Both, at least one of you still works. I can't see where it says you both work, so it
No,
says-
my
it
husband was
says
a
I still
firefighter.
work,
He's all
so
done working.
I don't know who completed
He's
the
retired, but I
application.
still work
All
at
right,
the
so,
school,
so
so I,
one of the couple still works in background,
yeah.
so.
Motion to say deny,
So,
sorry.
motion to approve 450 Peckham Street.
Huh? I said no.
So, no for Natalie Mello, no Helen Rego.
No, that's okay. I
No
just
for Thomas
tried
Farris.
because it's, you know,
I got it.
Can we
it's
get a
it's
roll
lot.
call?
Getting up and changing those cards
Helen
every day.
Rego?
Yeah, I know.
I am, you know, fine.
Kevin,
Thank you
no?
anyway.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
And Officer Farris.
Negative. Okay, 251 Fountain Street. There is no off-street parking available. Valid license, valid registration, and the handicap placard is
I think it's
valid.
them over there.
Yep, you're in the corner there, yep. Everything was in order with the paperwork. I did go down and visit that area. There are some, I didn't see any other signs in that area. Where would you like those signs?
Right behind my neighbors. There's one there now in front of 247.
Yep.
We're actually that side entrance right in that fence.
Okay, yep,
Which would be right behind that sign.
okay.
So we only put one pole up.
Put one pole and it'll
They
take.
one time marked the sidewalk where the mark is still there. When
Right.
they spray painted it, but they moved it
Okay.
forward instead.
All right, so there's no off-street parking available for 251 Fountain Street. Valid license, reg, and handicap placard. Motion to approve for 251 Fountain Street.
Second it?
Seconded by Helen Rego. Roll call.
Helen?
Yes.
Natalie?
What is here? Which house is it?
There's no driveway.
There's no driveway.
No, we went there. And so Natalie
Yes.
and
Yes.
Officer Farris.
Yes, for Officer Farris. You're all set, folks.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
180.
184 Sunset Hill.
Yes, sir.
All right, so, this always comes up with that area there. All of your, what street are we going on with this?
I'm not even know. Particle or,
Wait, wait. Not-
Poplar?
yeah, there you go.
How would I know that? Spent about 2 years walking around down there.
Hey, that place is, they got mechanics working. I can even show you a video. I had to put a video up
So
because
on
they were
Poplar
breaking
Street,
the
not
cars.
Polk Rose.
Right,
No, I'm saying, why wouldn't we put it on Polk Rose?
because he lives closer to Poplar.
But he's gotta
So-
walk across Polk Rose.
No, I walk right, I can show you with the video.
I know where
Oh,
it
wait.
is.
The front of your house,
Yes,
is it on Poplar or is it on Polk Rose?
it's on the right side, this street.
Of Poplar?
I'm not from Poplar, I just
Pull it
moved
up.
there, so I'm not.
We're gonna pull it up over
Yeah,
here.
pull it up.
It's right here, I can show you I got a video because they were breaking in cars in there and stuff, smashed the windows, everything. They got mechanics in there.
You hold a Florida license as well?
Yeah, because my daughter lives over there too. I just got an appointment with the DMV to, it takes 3 months to get appointment. I do have an
Yeah.
appointment with DMV to
No, I know,
transfer.
you have an active placard.
Yeah,
So,
So,
this is
I've had it for
Right.
20 years, sir.
his house is right there.
They just took down the sign there.
It's
They-
right here, and then Poplar.
They just took
What'd you
down
do?
the sign
Yeah, I don't
there.
think it's Poplar, because it's too
Not
far right
Poplar.
there. No, it's not, because it's too far.
No, but, wait,
I can show you the street.
No, we
right
got
here.
it.
I got a
We got it.
video.
so that's Sunset Hill,
Yeah, it's
And
either gonna be
then-
Bowen,
right.
Charles, Bay, or Polk
What number,
Rose.
what number at Sunset Hill are you? 184?
184,
All
Polk
right, so you're
Rose.
towards- you're
They
down
just
about-
took a sign down from there from a
Polk Rose
lady.
Street.
From a lady.
Oh, then it's Polk Rose.
Polk Rose Street.
Yeah, okay, that's it,
All
yeah. That's what I tried this, I don't know the.
All right, so your license is good, your paperwork is good.
Mm-hmm.
There's no driveways or other off-street parking there.
No, it's
So
terrible.
the motion to approve for 184 Sunset Hill.
He still
Second.
has a Florida license, how come?
Well, he had his daughter down there, but
Yeah.
he's active. I mean, if he's in transition or whatever.
I am, I
situation-
Been here
am
for a
with the
year.
DAV.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is that there are people that hold New Hampshire licenses but his,
Two of them,
valid.
yeah, my
the vehicle
daughter.
is registered to your girlfriend?
Yeah, I have it
And
here,
your-
that's
your
just, no, it's
placard-
registered to me, my name. The vehicle is
And
in
you
my
have,
name,
and you have a
everything.
mass
Yeah,
placard?
placard.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
everything
That's
is
all.
legit,
Okay.
legit.
But I mean, he can have a Florida license.
Yeah, he
That's-
can.
that's- if
I
he's
can
holding-
show you proof I'm.
No, I'm all set, sir.
Okay.
All right, so motion to approve 184
Motion to
Sunset.
approve.
Seconded by Natalie.
Second,
Roll call.
Helen Rego,
yes.
Natalie Mello,
Yes.
and Officer Farris.
Yes, you're all set, sir.
Thank you so much, I appreciate it, have a nice
290
evening.
Mulberry Street. Okay. I did check that out as well. Everything is in order down there. So, what do you got? You have a garage underneath, is that it? Is that now?
No, she said.
No, he's a tenant,
He's a tenant.
yeah.
Yeah, you're a tenant. Right, so the landlord uses the garage. Right. I went by there yesterday. So you have no off-street parking. I did check that area out, and all of your paperwork is in order. Motion to approve for
Motion to
290.
approve,
Seconded by Helen. Roll call.
Helen Rego,
yes.
Natalie Mello,
Yes.
and Officer Farris.
Yes. You're all set, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so, sir, you're in the back. You had a question? You want to come up and?
Is he milling?
Go ahead, sir.
The Car Cart 690 Boston, you guys approved it, so what's my next step with that?
Okay.
Which one?
New Boston Road, Kirkville.
Okay, so what happens now is everything goes down to city council. The secretary there will mail out a list to the abutters list. It goes in full council. If there's no one disputing it, then you get the approval to do the curb cut.
Okay.
So you'll get notification from city council.
Okay, so I'll wait for the notification
You got it.
before I hire a contractor, okay?
Yeah, I would wait.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, any other business with anybody for the
We
traffic board?
gotta, yeah, we need, no, we just need to approve that.
That's it. Approval what?
The rescinds.
Yeah, we sent it, right.
Wait, we didn't do the memo.
What? Millennium. Millennium Pizza. Anyone here from Millennium Pizza? Millennium, we should all have a copy of this, right?
They
Yeah,
just-
we should have read it. So
Oh.
Millennium Pizza basically has signs
Right.
that state that the parking is from 9 AM to 9 PM, Monday through Saturday with half-hour parking. Their request is to revise the signs to reflect the following: 10 AM to 11 PM, Monday through Saturday, with 15-minute parking. That location is at Broadway and Division Street.
But these are the signs on Division, because he has two
Right.
signs.
Yep, nope, I know, I'm
So that's
familiar
all
with
he's
him.
asking, just to change the times.
Just the times.
Motion to approve,
So, motion to approve, I will second it. Roll call?
Helen Rego,
yes.
Natalie Mello,
Yes.
and Officer Farris.
Yes. Rescinded handicap spots. A request from the traffic department to have the following handicap spaces rescinded due to the individuals no longer utilizing the space because they have moved, they no longer drive, or they have passed away. We have Sprague Street, 2nd Street, Tecumseh Street, 3rd Street, Oakgrove Street, Hall Street, and Flint Street.
Oh, so that's the sign.
Motion to approve.
Yes.
Take those signs down. Yes by Helen. Roll call.
Helen Rego,
Yes.
Natalie Mello.
Yes.
And Officer Farris.
Yes. Any other business? All right, this will conclude the traffic board meeting, the evening of 19 October 2022. Thank you.
And it's 5 o'clock?